Let's move over to a chart, and I'll actually tell you guys how I come up with take profits and how I come up with stop losses. So we're looking here at JMIA. So JMIA, right off the bell, extended hours are off. Right off the bell, we got an inflow of buyers and stock rise. Stock rise to a high of $13.61. So I know that $13.61 is going to be our session high and also a resistance point. So where's our support? We have some good support down here at the 23.6 level on the fibs, which is $13. So if I were to enter a trade, let's say right over here on this candle when we came down to $13, my stop loss would be a few cents below the last known support, which would be 13. But if you zoom in, you see the VWAP and you see how there's that wick right there? That wick reaches all the way to 1280. And what else does that line up with? The initial high of day. 1280 lines up with initial high of day and the wick on this candle that touches the VWAP. So my stop loss would be below 1280. What would my first take profit be, which is our first resistance point that we know of? It would be 1360. So if we come up here, we get in somewhere around here, let's say close to 13, we ride it up, we know we're coming close to what? Our resistance. How do we know it's resistance? Because it's a price that the stock could not break through for a period of time. So we would take profit either at or near 1360. Why do we do this? In case the stock gets rejected and goes back down to test support as it did here. So if you get in at 13, you sold some at 1355, let's say, close to high a day, you are now protecting and ensuring profits. Would I move my stop loss just yet? No. Why? Because we still did not break through high of day. So the trade range still is the same. We're going to be trading between $13 to $13.61. So let's move forward. We consolidate and notice how we hold this indicator, VWAP, volume weighted average price, as support. So now I know we have clear support in the 1320 area. I can then move my stop loss to 13. I can risk a little less. So we end up coming back up to 1350s. You can take profit here if you'd like, but I just wouldn't because I already took my profit over here. We end up continue trading day continues, whatever, sorry about that. We end up getting the break through 1360, followed by a confirmation of support many times, held the EMA 9 even, and then we traded higher. So how would you know to take profit right here at 1390? Well, if you move over to the daily time frame, let me get rid of these fibs. Oop, might have more than one set. Get rid of your fibs. So what would tell us to take profit here, right over here at 1390? If you go to your daily chart, you can just look for 1390. Right there. Let me get a line drawn just so you guys can see it better. There's 1390. What did we have? We had support that turned into resistance, and now when we traded higher, it acted as resistance. That's how we would know to take profit at or near 1390. Now where would our stop loss be? Our stop loss would be simply put at the last known support. So if our stop loss went from 13, where would our stop loss now be? Our stop loss would be below 1320. Why? Because as the price moves higher, you want to move your stop loss up with it to protect and ensure profits. Now, if we stayed in this trade once it broke 14 and couldn't hold as support, we would be trading sideways right now, but our stop loss would not have been hit. Would I be out of this trade already? Yes, 100%. But that's just to give you guys a further example. So just a quick recap. You got the EMA9 VWAP crossover here. You have support here, 1280. Lines up with the initial high of day. You risk off 1280. As the stock moves up and breaks through high of day, you would take profit there. Confirms as support. You then find the next resistance. If you go to the daily chart, that's the best way to find it. You will see that we had support at 1390, which then turned into resistance. So we know we should be taking profit at or near 1390. We then get the break and get a push to 14. Where you can take profit there or you can hold. If you go back to your daily, you could see that $14, somewhere right about here, it was a resistance. If you see the top of this candle lines up with about 14. So that was also resistance. And that's pretty much it, guys. So this is not really, a well done video. It's kind of just a quick example. So there will be better content later on in the future. Let me know what you guys think about this, please. It would mean a lot to me. Thanks.